At the beginning of the 11th century, the French dialect spoken by Normans became the language of the ruling class and the chief literary language of England, while Old English continued to be the language of the common people. This happened after the victory of the Normans over the English at the Battle of Hastings in 1066, and the introduction of the feudal system, where the Normans replaced the Englishmen as chief landholders and church officials very rapidly. After the fall of the Romans, the Germanic tribes that settled in England, such as the Angles, Saxons, and Jutes, spoke Old English. Therefore, this is what the people of the time spoke. The languages of these tribes were almost identical, and they formed the basis of the English language. Many of the grammatical complexities and inflections of Old English gradually disappeared during this period due to the fact that it was mainly used by the lower class. As inflections disappeared, word order became more important, and by the time of Chaucer, the modern English subject-verb-object word order had gradually become the norm, as had the use of prepositions instead of verb inflections. In the mid-1300s, English again became the chief literary language, and that of the ruling class. But by that time, it had changed greatly, and hundreds of French words had become part of English and were being borrowed. The 100 Years' War, from 1337 to 1453, played a large role in ruling out the use of the French language, as it was considered the language of the enemy in England. Geoffrey Chaucer wrote in what is now classified as Middle English with many loan words from French, and Old English would most probably have been as incomprehensible to him then as it is to us today. Other than the language influence, there was also the content and structures of the great French and Italian writers of that period that influenced English literature of the time. Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales are very similar in structure to Boccaccio's Decameron, and some of his stories are similar to those of other great Italian writers, such as Dante and Petrarch. The themes of chivalry, loyalty, courage, love, and adventure are all depicted in the literature of the time.